Hello everyone, this is Sue from Scrappy Doo Sue. I'm back with episode 3 of Dee Dee Farago's Pocket Challenge, which is hashtag TC, no sorry that's wrong, it is hashtag 2021 TCTC Facebook challenge. I'll put a link below to her channel where you can see all the episodes, because she's much further on than I am, and you can also see all the other people that are doing the challenge as well. So today we are making this, it's, I don't know what you would call it, maybe a triple tuck. So I've made 3 examples, that not very well actually, out of different papers, just to give you an idea, and different sizes. So again, it's another versatile piece that you can make out of any size paper, any type of paper you like. I wouldn't make it out of cardstock because of all the folding. As you know, anything thick does tend to crack. Okay, so if you had this on a page here, let's find a piece of card, you'd have a nice tuck here, a tuck here. If you glued it down on both sides, you'd have another tuck here. This is book page. This is slightly wider, so obviously the only thing you have to be careful of is the width of your journal page. So make it the size accordingly to whatever journal page size you're using. I mean, if I wanted to, I could cut this down there, because it is a bit wider. So those are both going in that direction to the right, and then I've made another one that goes in the left hand direction. So you've got a tuck here, and another one at the back. And you could make some long tags, like, you know, this sort of shape to put in, or you could make some different heights to fit in these. So again, you'd have it on your page, and so if this was your journal page, you'd maybe have it there, and then you'd have your tucks here, here and here, and you'd glue it on those 2 sides. Right, so let's make some. Okay, so I started off by using book page like Dee Dee, and this is quite old yellow paper. It's not an old book actually, but this is the size of this is just under 5 inches by 7 3/4 inches. And what you do is you just lay it flat on your desk, and you take this bottom flap up to the first line of text at the top, and then take your bone folder and give that a press down, and then you're going to take the bottom again, and then this time you're going to take it up to again the top of the line of text. So you can see there's my line of text, and I've taken it up to there. Okay, then tricky bit is you fold down this piece again, and you take this corner and you fold it up to that line that you just made, that crease, and try and get it as straight as possible and crease that down. So you've got your tuck there. Then you fold this piece down, and you want to fold it so that you've got a bit of a gap between the 2, like so. And you just fold that down, and really you're eyeballing it, to be honest. So then you've got the top one, so I'm turning mine over and I'm just eyeballing it. I'm lining it up with that line of text there, and hoping that when I turn it over it's going to be okay. I mean, I might just now fold it over a bit more to make that gap just slightly narrower. So I'm happy with that. So you want to take your glue and hope it works. Pull down the bottom flap. you're going to glue all the way down, like so. Give it a press down. Then you're going to take this flap here and you're going to glue down that edge there, and you're going to glue that down there. Oh dear me, I am so untidy with glue. I don't know what it is. Right, so then you're going to take the flap above down. Again, you're going to glue the corner down like so, and give that a press down. And then you're going to turn it and you're going to glue down there. And you're going to like so. Then you're just going to turn the last whole piece over and you're just going to glue that flap down there. Oops, sorry, I am so clumsy. Let's give that a good press down, because I don't know whether it's me, you know, even these thin book pages I find have a tendency to stick up a bit. So there you have it. So this was my page. I would probably put it close to the middle and I would glue it on those two sides, and I then have a nice tuck here, and one here. And again, you can use long pieces to go in, long tags or journal cards, or short ones like so. Again, if you want to ink round it while you're doing it, I suppose that is the best idea really. This is a nice yellowed paper, so I personally probably wouldn't ink it too much. I think for me it depends on what I'm doing with it at the end of the day, and how dark or light I want it. So there you have, that's the first one. Right, so I thought we would then try some different paper. So I'll put that one to one side. So I've got a piece of music paper. This is actually 9 3/4 tall by 6 3/4 wide approximately. So now I'm going to have it upside down to start with, because I'm thinking this is directional. Let's see how it works out. So I'm going to take it up to, well, we'll take it up to roughly the first line of the music. I'm not sure how this is going to pan out. So this is going to be just about the right width for an A5 journal page, but you can always trim these down if you want to nearer the time. So we're going to do that, and then we're going to take this corner up to the bottom, rather up to there, eyeball it again, roughly the same width. It's up to you. They really are flexible, all these things. So we're going to fold this corner in like so. Okay, give that a good press down, because that is the thickest part. And then we're going to pull that flap down, and we're going to kind of eyeball it. I line it up with the text or whatever is underneath. So I've lined it up with the music lines, and it's entirely up to you what thickness you have between these. So then I'm going to turn it over, and I've sort of got an idea that I don't want a massive flap if I'm going to try and make them even. So I'm going to turn it back, and okay, I could make that flap slightly bigger like so, and there we have it. So we will ink this. I'm going to use my vintage photo, which is my all-time favourite at the moment. I just quickly ink round the edges, ink along there, give it some delineation, and around there. And have I done down there? Have I? I haven't done along the top. Right. So now at this point, if you weren't happy with this width, you could actually cut it down, and I think that I might do that. So I'm just going to get my paper trimmer, and I'm just going to take about that much, not even going to measure it, so to the edge there. I'm just going to take that down like so before I glue it. Just re-ink that. So glue, hopefully, because I have left the cap off. Oh yes, it is actually going to play ball today. Very temperamental this glue is at the moment. Press those down, turn down this one, glue the whole flap down, glue along there, and press that down, turn it over and glue that flap down there. Then what I'll do is then give it a good press down, squeeze all the glue out onto your mat. If you haven't done that, then you haven't succeeded. I'm just being silly. Right, and there you have it. So again, it's going in that direction. You've got a long flap here, long flap here, and then one at the back if you glue it on those two sides. And I'll just leave that to dry like so. I'm just going to put the glue up, pin back in just for a second. Right, I've taken my glass mat off today because I'm not sure these videos are looking very good. Now this piece of paper is 8 1/4 by 11 1/4, so it's 11 1/4 inches tall, 8 1/4 inches wide. I think this is going to be too big, so I think we want to take this down to say 5 inches wide. So I'm just going to take my paper trimmer. I'm just going to measure it quickly to I'm going to do it 6 inches. 6 inches. Find my pencil. So put a mark there. Can I actually see that mark now? Yeah, just about. Right. And this is my old paper trimmer that is not the best trimmer in the world. I think these, I'm not too keen. I like my miniature guillotine. I really love it. So quite like one a bit bigger. But I don't have this that long because I am new to the game, as you know. I've told you that. Right, so there we are. Now this is just a piece of paper, an A4 paper that was amongst some papers I bought in a bundle. It's quite nice. It's quite shiny. I don't know if you can see that. It's quite unusual. Anyway, we're going to turn it over, and we've got no guidelines, so we're going to eyeball it and see how this goes. So we're going to fold it up to there, and then let's see what happens. Actually, I want it a bit lower, I think, slightly, no, a bit higher, I think, a bit higher. Let's go there. Okay, and then we'll go up to there, so they're more or less the same. It's up to you if you want to be precise and measure. Really is a flexible thing. So we're going to do them the opposite way. the openings. So we're going to bring this flap down and we're going to turn this corner in like so. And I think this is going to be quite thick, this paper. Then we're going to bring this flap down, and again we're going to eyeball it so that we've got a gap between the two. And let's see what that looks like. Oh yeah, I'm quite happy with that. I quite like the wider bit. So if I say around about there, and press that down, and I think I want it slightly bigger, this flap, so I'm lining it up with the pattern on this paper. Turn it over. Yeah, I'm quite happy with that actually, because this is deeper, so I quite like that. So let's use the vintage photo and just ink this quickly, just so that you can see where the flaps are. And the only thing is with this single-sided paper, as you've noticed, I expect, probably thinking, goodness me, what a mess that looks, is that obviously the top is going to be white or whatever colour is on the back of your paper. If your paper is a cream paper, it will be cream. So, you know, bear that in mind. So we're going to take the glue and we're going to glue down this flap here. Like so. I just need to press that down. This is, as I say, quite shiny. Then I'm going to just glue along there to the crease, down that edge, like so. And I'm going to give that a press down for a minute. Fold it down, glue this corner in completely, give that a press down. Take your glue and run a thin bead down this side here. I can't do a thin straight line for love nor money. And then turn this over and yes, turn this over, and you're going to glue that flap down like so. Like so. I guess you could try and see if you started it off with a white, with the white side up, you'd have white and then just the pattern would probably end up at the top on its own. So this is why I like my glass mat actually, because this mat is just sort of like a desktop saver thing. So now if you put it on your page, and I'm looking to see what I've got, I can use it as an example. So you put that way, so you'd glue it that way on both sides like that, and then you have your tuck here, your second tuck here, and the third tuck here, and it's really very cute indeed. So that's that one. And then I was going to do one more with a piece of paper I used previously in episode 2, and this is actually 12 high by 5 inches wide. So let's start with the white side. We're going to bring the bottom up and eyeball it to whatever. I've got a feeling this is not completely straight, this paper, unless it's the way I folded it. Right, okay, and then we're going to take the bottom fold and we're going to eyeball it, and we're going to take it up to, say, a bit lower. There we are. I'm happy with that. Put a good press down with we're going to take, I'm going to do it this direction because I prefer this direction, I think. I don't know why. But anyway, we've started now, so we'll finish. Pull this middle flap down, and I mean, you can do it from this side if you're happy to do it this way, where you eyeball it like so and press it down that way so you get your gap. And then, so I guess the gap's probably the width of the bone folder, so I could actually do that to make a little crease, and I could press that down like so, and there we have it. So actually doing it on the white side turned out the same somehow. I don't quite know how I've managed that. Answers on a postcard. Yes, well, anyway, you get the gist of what I was trying to explain. But I think these would be fantastic on double-sided paper. It's just that I don't actually have any double-sided paper at the moment that I have available to use, so maybe that's for another day. So taking this middle flap down. Anyway, I wonder how everyone is doing, whether he is in Buckinghamshire. I'm in the southeast of England. It's been very cold, bitterly cold, and we've had snow and a lot of ice, which I personally don't like because it always seems to come down in the week when you have to go out in it, and I can't stand walking on it. I'm scared to death. I'd never be able to go skiing or ice skating. I only went ice skating once when I was about 11, I suppose, and went to Milton Keynes, which is the nearest ice rink to where I live. And luckily enough, it had a handrail all around it, around the whole perimeter of it, because I spent my whole time clutching that and gingerly getting round on my toes, and then worrying about how I was going to try and get off the ice onto the mat. I didn't enjoy that experience at all. So I'm just literally going to lightly do some distressing around the edge of the top piece, and that like so. I've noticed, and it might be something I've done wrong, that this side flap seems to be open, so I'm just going to put a bit of glue in there. It must be something I've missed in the process, I would say. So when that flaps down, so yes, so it's not quite sure how I missed that. I have to work that out. But again, you know, I can see a bit of white here. But I'm not too worried about that, because you could trim it down, or you can just distress ink it. And you can distress ink these things in whatever colour you like. I quite like the idea of distressing them in different colours. I will just do that edge because that's the edge of the paper. And there we have it. So I think, once again, that is another versatile pocket. So as I say, you can make it whatever size you want, and you can make it in whatever paper you want. You can make it in whatever direction you want. So there we are. That's it for today, folks. Keep safe and keep well, and I'll see you again for episode 4. Bye bye.